You do not need a yard. You do not need a barn. Across the city right now, people in rented apartments are quietly pulling real money off a balcony rail and a sunny windowsill from animals so small the neighbors never notice. No land, no zoning fight, no rooster. Just a cage, a tank, or a stack of bins on a shelf. And here is the honest part most channels bury, so I put it first. You have heard the number $3,000 a month. That is the stacked aggregate, all 7 of these tiny streams running together, fully built out after months of work. It is not what one cage of birds pays you next month. Anyone telling you a windowsill prints 3,000 by Tuesday is lying to sell you a course. Your real buyers here are unglamorous and dependable, the urban exotic pet trade, online hatching egg and aquarium livestock shippers, local fish stores, and reptile keepers at expos. The early months you net almost nothing because the colony or the flock is still building. We count down from number 7 up to number 1, ascending value and demand, ending on the single best urban earner I would start tomorrow. And before any math, one rule, repeated all the way down. Check your lease and HOA in writing, your city ordinance, and the shipping rules before you sell a single animal. Number 7. Society and zebra finches. The cheapest, most beginner-proof breeding birds in the whole hobby, so prolific they foster other species. Tiny, quiet chirpers that live in a modest cage on a windowsill. The textbook apartment starter bird. The catch the hype never mentions. They are the easiest birds to breed and the hardest to make money on. Real math. Startup is $60 to $200. Zebra finches about $29 a pair. A finch cage $100 to $180. Nests from $3 plus seed and millet. Ongoing is $8 to $20 a month because a few pairs eat almost nothing. The honest monthly net for a solo beginner in year 1 is $0 to $50, often near break-even. One society pair can produce around 20 young a year, true, but each baby sells for only $5 to $20, so the math is thin. And breeders themselves say, with a couple of pairs, you probably come out behind after feed. On price, weaned babies go $5 to $20 each, and pet stores trade pairs around $29 to $50. Your 2 buyers, local independent pet and bird stores that buy weaned finches outright or on consignment, and local pet owners through Facebook Marketplace and bird expos. The legal landmine, and for a tenant, this is the easy part. Small caged finches usually pass even no pet leases and HOA rules as ordinary caged birds, though you still get caged birds permission in your lease in writing. The real limit is shipping. USPS treats finches as non-mailable warm-blooded animals, so you cannot mail them. This is a local pickup market, not nationwide. Correct the hype. Out loud, the hype leans on 1 pair makes 20 babies a year. Reality, at $5 to $20 a bird, after feed and the pairs you hold back, a small setup commonly breaks even. A legal, low-risk way to start, just not a paycheck from 2 cages. Number 6. Canaries, the breeding songbirds. Cage-bred rollers, water sloggers, and color-bred lines, where the whole value sits in the singing male because females do not sing and sell for far less. A breeding cage is only about 24 by 14 inches, so a pair fits on a windowsill. Quiet, melodic song, and no crowing. You sell quality and song. The catch? You cannot mail a canary, and a hobby pair will not pay you monthly. Real math. Startup is $150 to $400. A good singing male, $50 to $150, the biggest single cost. A hen, about $50, a breeding cage around $180, plus seed, egg food, and cuddle bone. Ongoing is 10 to 25 a month because a pair eats very little. The honest monthly net for a solo beginner is $0 to $60, most of it bunched into spring because a pair breeds only March through July, raising just a couple of clutches of 4 to 6. Experienced voices flatly say show and quality breeders barely cover expenses, so treat this as a low-volume, skill-gated trickle. On price, a good singing male fetches $50 to $150. Females and color-bred birds about $50 to $60, common pet grade as low as $25. Your two buyers, local pet and bird shops, and songbird hobbyists who pay up for a proven singing male at bird clubs, expos, and Facebook canary groups, and other breeders locally. The legal landmine, the easiest legality on the list. A single caged songbird reads as a normal caged bird that many no-pet leases and HOAs allow, though confirmed caged birds are permitted in writing. The real catch is shipping. USPS does not allow canaries to be mailed, so your market is local pickup, which caps your reach. Correct the hype out loud. Videos imply you breed year-round and sell endless $100 birds. Reality? One short spring season, a couple of small clutches, only the males fetch the high price, and seasoned breeders admit they roughly break even. A craft you earn a little from, not an income stream. Number 5. Number 5. Button quail, also called king quail. The world's smallest domestic quail, sparrow-sized, the hatchlings the size of a bumblebee. Sold into the pet trade as a tiny novelty bird, not food, in collectible color morphs, silver, white, even one called Darth Vader, that breeders price at a premium. A single pair needs 1 square foot and lives in a 20-gallon tank on a windowsill, inside year-round. The catch? A cage of button quail will not pay your rent. Real math. Startup is $80 to $250. A started pair $20 to $45, or hatching eggs $10 to $25. A small incubator $40 to $120, or a DIY tote build. Plus a 20-gallon tank $30 to $60 with mesh top, bedding, feeder, and a chick heat lamp. Ongoing is $10 to $25 a month because a handful of birds eat little. The honest monthly net for a solo beginner in year 1 is $0 to $80, hobby money, not a wage. Demand is real. Color morphs and started chicks sell out. But the per-bird price of $5 to $15 times the low volume one small setup produces keeps your net small after feed, bedding, incubation losses, and hens that do not lay reliably indoors. On price, live birds go $5 to $15 each, started chicks $6 and up, rare morphs higher, and hatching eggs $1 to $2 apiece in lots of 12 to 40. Your two buyers, the urban exotic pet trade and bird hobbyists locally, through Craigslist, Facebook quail groups, and reptile and bird expos, and online hatching egg buyers on Etsy and breeder sites, because eggs ship fine by mail. The legal landmine, the strongest bird for apartments. Quail are game birds, not poultry, so most HOAs and no livestock city codes do not restrict them, though get written landlord permission, because a no-pet lease still applies and pest or odor clauses can be invoked. USPS only ships live quail over 6 ounces, and button quail are usually too small, so plan on local sales or shipping fertile eggs. Correct the hype. Channels selling them as a passive money machine ignore that the per-bird price is small, indoor hens lay erratically, and they output a lot of ammonia for their size. A charming, real micro-income side hustle, not a business. Number 4. Number 4. Mystery Snails, Pomacea diffusa, bred in gold, blue, jade, magenta, and purple lines in a small tank or tote bin. A pair lays egg clutches above the waterline, each hatching dozens of babies you sell as algae-eating aquarium pets. I picked them over feeder mice and dwarf hamsters because rodents need cage space, smell, make noise, and trip no-pet clauses. Snails do none of that, silent and odorless. The catch? A single tank floods your local market within weeks. Real math. Startup is $40 to $90. A small tank or food-grade bin with a sponge filter, $30 to $60, cuttlebone and a few plants, $10 to $20, plus a starter group of 4 to 6 snails or a color pair, $15 to $30. Ongoing is $8 to $15 a month for calcium and veg. The honest monthly net for a solo beginner in year 1 is $30 to $100. A $43 setup yields hundreds of snails a year, and selling around 50 a month at $2 each is about 100 gross. But plain gold saturate fast locally, so the real money is in the rarer lines, jade, purple, magenta, that sell out at expos. On price, common snails go about $2 each in bulk, $3 to $5 retail at a fish store, and rarer morphs more. Your two buyers, local aquarium hobbyists and your fish store, plus aquarium expos and club auctions for premium morphs, and online shipping through eBay and Facebook groups, where snails ship robustly in a damp paper towel container, cheaper and safer than shrimp. Now the legal landmine, the sharpest on the list. Real mystery snails are legal in most states, but illegal to own or sell in Georgia, and all aquatic invertebrates are banned in Maine. They are frequently confused with banned invasive apple snails, Pomacea caniculata and others, federally restricted, so do not touch those. Selling across state lines can require a USDA APHIS permit, and it is always illegal to sell the egg clutches. You sell hatched snails only. Confirm your state and the buyer's state before you ship. Correct the hype out loud. The hype says snails breed endlessly, so endless profit. Reality? You cannot sell 200 plain gold snails a month in one town, so sustained income depends on rarer lines, expo reach, and dodging the legal landmines. A small capped trickle, not scalable cash. Number 3. Neocaridina Cherry Shrimp, the Windowsill nano-tank. A 5 to 10 gallon planted aquarium of freshwater dwarf shrimp that breed continuously, where a colony of 10 to 20 explodes into hundreds over 6 to 8 months. You sell the surplus as aquarium-livestock, and the morphs, Bloody Mary, Blue Dream, Snowball, sell for more than plain reds. A 5-gallon tank fits on a windowsill, no floor space, no heater. The catch, the very fact that they breed so fast, is exactly why plain reds are nearly worthless. Real math. Startup is $120 to $250. A 5 to 10 gallon tank with light and sponge filter, $60 to $130, plants and substrate, $25 to $50, plus a starter colony of 10 to 20 quality morph shrimp, $40 to $90. Ongoing is low, 10 to 20 a month for food, remineralizer, and electricity. The honest monthly net for a solo beginner in year 1 is $30 to $120, and most arrives only after month 6 when the colony booms, because months 1 through 5 it is still building. Plain red cherries have crashed in price. Sources note barely any net after shipping. So honest year 1 money comes from a sought-after morph and local sales. And the best-case sustained margin cited is about 40%, not a windfall. On price, plain red runs $2 to $3 each online and $4 to $8 at a fish store, while named morphs like Bloody Mary and Blue Dream go $3 to $6 online and $6 to $8 plus retail. But your fish store pays only $1 to $2 or store credit, even though they resell at $6 to $8. Your two buyers, urban aquarium hobbyists locally, plus your fish store for cash or credit, and online shipping through eBay, Aquabid, and Facebook shrimp groups, where the morph premiums actually pay. The legal landmine. Neocaridina are non-native but not federally restricted, legal in nearly all states because they cannot survive cold U.S. winters if released. No apartment, HOA, or lease issue. On shipping, they are USPS legal in gas-permeable breather bags labeled live aquatic animals, perishable, with a heat pack in cold months, and a few states regulate aquatic import, so check the buyer's state. Correct the hype out loud. Shrimp breed like crazy equals easy money is misleading because the flooding is precisely why plain reds are nearly worthless. Real year-one income needs a premium color line, patience through a 6 to 8 month ramp, and your own shipping. A slow trickle, not a fast cash machine. Number 2. Mealworms. Tenebrio molitor, the shelf feeder farm. A stacked set of 3 shallow drawer bins on a wheat bran substrate fed your carrot and potato scraps. The beetles lay eggs, the colony self-replaces, and you harvest live mealworms as reptile, bird, and chicken feeder food, plus frass as plant fertilizer. The single most apartment-legal option here, silent, odorless, no cage, no permit, just bran and beetles in bins. The catch? The bottleneck is sales, not worms. Real math. Startup is $60 to $100, a 3-drawer plastic cart $20 to $35, wheat bran about $1 a pound, and a 500 to 1,000 starter colony $10 to $25, with no special heat if the room stays 70 to 80 degrees. Ongoing is $10 to $25 a month. Feed costs near zero because they eat kitchen scraps. The honest monthly net for a solo beginner in year 1 is $40 to $150. Sell about 10,000 worms a month at $20 per thousand. That is 200 gross minus 50 upkeep, so about 150 net. But that assumes you actually find buyers every month, which takes time, so most year 1 hobbyists land 40 to 100. And frass at 5 to 15 a bag adds a little. On price, wholesale and local runs $11 to $20 per thousand live worms. Retail up to $30. Your 2 buyers, local backyard chicken keepers and reptile and bearded dragon owners through Facebook groups, Craigslist, and reptile expos. Highest margin with no shipping. And online shipping through Etsy and eBay to bird and reptile hobbyists because mealworms ship cheaply in a brand box, plus local bait and pet shops. The legal landmine? The easiest legal animal in an apartment. No HOA or lease pet clause covers feeder insects. No USDA inspection. No city ordinance. Shipping live mealworms domestically is allowed. Just label the box live insects, perishable, and keep bins sealed so escapees do not become beetles loose in the building. One line not to cross. Tenebrio is not approved for human food sale, so sell as animal feed only. Correct the hype out loud. You will not make a $200 passive income from a windowsill bin in month 1. The colony takes 8 to 12 weeks to ramp, and the real bottleneck is sales, not worms, because almost nobody has the monthly demand lined up. Pocket money and a feed cost offset, not rent. Number 1. Coturnix Quail, the Japanese quail. The small workhorse of small space keeping, eggs, meat, and live bird sales from one bird. A hen starts laying at 6 to 8 weeks and lays roughly 250 eggs a year, far faster than any chicken, with no rooster. Each bird needs about 1 square foot, so a stacked wire cage holds 4 to 7 hens on a balcony, near silent. The single most income-capable animal here. The catch? A few quail eggs a week is grocery money, and the ammonia is what gets you evicted. Real math. and this is the strongest of the 7. Startup is $100 to $400. Chicks 50 cents to $1.50 each, or started birds 5 to 15. A DIY wire cage as low as 50, or pre-made up to 800. An incubator 40 to 200 if you hatch your own, plus feeder, waterer, and bedding. Ongoing is 15 to 40 a month. Game bird feed at roughly $10 to $15 per bird per year, plus bedding you replace often for the smell. The honest monthly net for a solo beginner in year 1 is $40 to $200 from a tight balcony flock selling eggs plus a few live birds, with the bigger upside in selling started birds and hatching eggs. This is the only one of the 7 that can plausibly carry the heaviest weight inside that stacked $3,000 hook, and even then only after months of laying and a local buyer base. On price, eating eggs go 4 to 6 a dozen, live birds 2 to 5, and 6 plus for started chicks. Your 2 buyers, local egg buyers, farmers market regulars, and chefs wanting gourmet quail eggs as repeat customers, and online and local breeders buying hatching eggs and chicks, because fertile eggs ship by regular mail and live adult quail can legally ship USPS Priority Mail Express over 6 ounces. The legal landmine? Like button quail, Coturnix are game birds, not poultry, so they slip past many no chickens ordinances, and some cities now explicitly permit quail, Oklahoma City up to 6. But the real apartment blocker is odor. Their droppings throw a noticeable ammonia smell within about 3 feet, and in a humid, enclosed space, the neighbors and landlords notice fast. So you need written permission, absorbent bedding, and relentless cleaning. Selling eggs for eating may trigger state egg handling rules. Correct the hype out loud. The hype channels show a giant rack of birds and imply it scales effortlessly. The honest ceiling on a balcony is a few dozen birds, and egg money is small until you also sell live birds and hatching eggs. So how do these 7 share one balcony and one windowsill into a roughly $3,000 aggregate? They stack because each claims a different micro space and a different buyer. The Coturnix flock owns the balcony rail and carries the most weight. The button quail, canaries, and finches take the windowsill and shelves as caged birds, each feeding a different local pet channel. The shrimp, snail, and mealworm setups need no floor at all. Build in this order. Start with mealworms, near free and feeding the rest, then add the Coturnix flock for the real money, then layer in the quiet birds and the 2 tanks as the buyer base grows. A free starter guide in the description has the build order and legal points. That ranking is my honest read, ending on the Coturnix quail I would start tomorrow. But remember the promise from the top. The $3,000 is the stacked aggregate of all 7 running together after months of work, not what one cage or tank pays you next month. The honest beginner reality is tens of dollars a month per animal, climbing to real recurring income only when you stack them and let the flocks and colonies build. The early months you net almost nothing, and that is normal. Start with the Coturnix quail, the fastest to lay and the only one that can carry real weight. Then layer the quiet birds, the tanks, and the mealworm bins around it. And the refrain that runs this entire list: before you sell a single animal, check 3 things. Your lease and HOA in writing, because even a quiet caged bird or a small tank can violate a no-pet clause, and odor and pest clauses get invoked fast on quail. Your city ordinance, because game bird quails slip past many no-chicken rules, but not all, and mystery snails are flat banned in Georgia and Maine. And the shipping rules, because you cannot mail canaries or finches, button quail are too small to ship live, and the aquatic livestock ships only when labeled right, while over $600 a year is reportable income. If a number surprised you, or you would rank these differently, tell me in the comments, because the people raising these on their balconies keep me honest. If the real math helped, subscribe, because that honesty is the whole channel. Next video, I take the Coturnix Quail and go deep. The real first-year balcony build and the ammonia mistake that gets apartment keepers evicted.